Today's class is the influencer class. It's the marketing class on how to sell yourself to colleges. Potential. This is a great SAT word as well as a good word to use in your essay. And intentional. An adjective is a function word that depends on something else or another word. So we have to be intentional about things, be intentional about our grades, be intentional about our test scores, our involvement with clubs. We have to be intentional about our college selection, be intentional about our college applications, and of course, be intentional about our college fair visits. So influence. The power of influence is the power to have an effect on people or things. She used her positive attitude to positively influence the college recruiter's admission decision. He used his energetic attitude to positively influence the college recruiter's scholarship decision. So we want to make ourselves into great college candidates. And to make yourself into an easy to recruit candidate, which makes their job easier. And we want to make their job as easy as possible. So the first thing we've got to do is figure out what a college values and what they want, and then of course do those things. Figure out which college on your list is the hardest school to get into, and then aim for those parameters, whatever those test scores are or GPA scores are. Then position yourself for admission to that college. Then when you hit that, by default, you have everything necessary for each college that falls below that mark. It makes sense, right? If you need help creating a list of colleges, please do reach out to us. So how do we make ourselves into great college candidates, and how do we market ourselves to the colleges? First, we need to know a few things, and we need to know what colleges value and what they want. And the first thing that they're going to look at is your grades and your test score. So your job is to graduate high school with the highest grade, highest GPA you can. And they're going to look at your unweighted GPA. So get the best unweighted GPA that you can. Some colleges value class rank. And that's important at the highly selective colleges. And you can name some of those colleges. Those are going to be Harvard and Stanford and Duke, etc. To increase your class rank, take the most AP honors, dual credits, and IB classes that you can. Get a high grade in those classes. High grade means A. And those extra GPA points for those honors and AP classes are going to help you move up on class rank. Some colleges do value class rank. If your high school does not show class rank on your transcripts, don't worry about it. The college will simply run its own calculations. The third thing that colleges are looking at and asking questions about are your test scores. SAT, ACT, PSAT, even AP scores. These tests are not going to go away. The main reason some colleges are test optional or even test blind is so the college can get more and more students to apply. Every application has an application fee. When UCLA dropped the test requirement during a pandemic, the number of applications that they received skyrocketed. In fact, last year they had 145,000 students apply to UCLA, and it costs $80 to apply. So when you do the math, $80 times 145,000, that is $11.6 million that was generated just in application fees. So take the SAT and ACT as many times as necessary and get the best score that you can. So the first three things are valued by colleges because of the college ranking system. Colleges are big business, and they do things for business purposes. Whenever there's an upward trend in any category that's ranked, that attracts more attention, and more attention means more application fees. Have you asked yourself, Why does a college have any of these things? Why do they have a football team? Why do they have a basketball team? Why do they have, whatever? And the reason is because if a college's football team is successful, more students are going to want to attend that college. So of course they're going to try and get the best athletes and win those games. That will make their college ranking in the football section, it will go up, and that will attract more attention. And more attention means more application fees. The bottom line is money. The next couple things are things that you can really kind of control. And these are activities in school and activities outside of school. Some colleges value the activities that you're involved with and will give some scholarships for those things. For example, if a college values marching band, the college may give a student a scholarship for being involved in marching band in college. So be strategic with the things that you do. If you need help choosing activities to make your resume pop, schedule a meeting with us and we'll be happy to talk about the different clubs and activities and hobbies that you're involved with. Also, be a leader in one or more of the activities that you do. Leader doesn't always mean an elected position, president, vice president, treasurer, etc. It could be that you just take charge and offer positive influence. Leadership also means being responsible. You're responsible to do certain things. So if you're involved in a club and they're like, hey, we need someone to do this, you can raise your hand. Hey, I volunteer to do that. That is taking charge and shows initiative and is leadership. Another example is Seattle University. They will give out a scholarship to a select few who are leaders in volunteer and community service activities. So we want to look at and ask the question of each college that we're going to apply to, what does this college value? And whatever that college values, then of course do those things. How do we find what they value? By looking up their mission statement and then also looking up what types of scholarships they give out. If they give out a leadership scholarship, then you know that they value that. If they don't give out a community service scholarship, then you know they don't care about that. The fifth thing that colleges look at in a candidate is your passion or your spike. So having a single passion about one or two things, you don't have to be class president to show leadership. Employment or helping out the little kids are two examples of leadership. I'm going to read an essay, and I really like this essay. She got into Syracuse University in New York with this essay, and I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to talk about the things that are highlighted in this essay and explain why. So over the past 6 years, I have been babysitting. I have noticed one major complaint among parents of children I watch. Their car seats are hard to install and use correctly and are a nuisance in their everyday lives with their children. Many of these parents resort to installing and using their car seats improperly because they are complicated. They also do not realize their tremendous importance. This is one major reason that car accidents are the #1 killer of children in the United States. I have been researching child passenger safety since middle school when I learned of this frightening statistic. Child passenger safety is my passion. The loss of a child is tragic and something that no family should ever have to experience, especially as a result of something preventable like injuries from a car accident. In an effort to try and turn these numbers around, I plan to become a child passenger safety technician when I turn 18. I would be trained to install car seats and in turn teach parents to install their specific car seats and use them correctly. However, I would like to take my passion for child passenger safety one step further by becoming an engineer. I hope to one day help advance the field of child passenger safety. In working with the child seat companies, my main goal would be to create an extremely easy to use car seat that is safe, reliable, and hard to misuse. I hope that this could reverse the statistic of car accidents being the #1 killer of children in the United States. When I know that I have saved just one child from the death as a result of a car accident, I will feel my goal has been accomplished. Through public education, improved child passenger safety laws, and improved child seats, I believe a revolution can be made in keeping children safer in the car. I'd be thrilled to play a part in that revolution. Car accidents do not have to be the #1 killer of children in America. So she first starts off by saying that car accidents are the #1 killer of children in America. Then she concludes with that same statement. So she ties those two together. I call them bookends. You have this statement at the beginning, and then you reemphasize that same statement at the end. That's kind of a bookends with the essay. So here are the things that are highlighted. I have been researching. What this tells the college is that she has the desire to want to learn, and colleges are a place of learning. The next statement that's highlighted, I plan to become a child passenger safety technician when she turns 18. Well, her birthday was in November, and she turned 18 in November and went down to the fire department and got car seat installer certified. As soon as she had that certificate, she sent an email to each of the colleges that she applied to and said, hey, I just want to update you and let you know that I am now car seat installer certified. What that does is several things. First, it continues to demonstrate interest, and demonstrating interest is critical. Second, it shows the college that she's being proactive and she's not going on coast mode and dying of senioritis. And the third thing is that she concludes and says, hey, I am going to do this. And then she proves that she did do it. Okay. So, and then the last is by becoming an engineer, the colleges that she was applying to did have engineering programs. Develop your passion and your spike. So Lori showed her passion for safety, engineering, and child car seats in her essay and in her high school resume. So some ask, how do I develop my passion and my spike? And the simple answer is to learn more about it. The more you learn about it, the more you appreciate it. The more you appreciate it, the greater your passion is going to be for that thing, for that subject, whatever it may be. To develop your passion, it starts with your interests. What are you interested in? When you're not doing schoolwork, homework, what can we find you doing? What hobbies do you enjoy? What hobbies do you have? What hobbies do you want to start? And what kind of things do you like to research online and offline? Those might be some things that can start with building your passion and building your spike. So here's my story. When I was in college, several of my friends had motorcycles and I was interested. I picked up a magazine on the topic, read some books. I would have browsed the internet, but that wasn't available back then, and learned more about it. I learned more about motorcycles. And the first one is my first motorcycle. And then I eventually got a Honda CBR. And that passion continued to develop. The more I learned about it, the more passionate I became. And my passion for motorcycles led me to doing some motorcycle drag racing. And that passion continued to grow. And that passion grew. And my passion, one passion led to another passion. And that one spike led to another. And my passion for racing led me to build a race car and race. And that's a picture of me and my team. We took second place at Willow Springs. So where will your passion take you? I found this article in Scientific American, and I'll just kind of read a couple sentences. Finding a passion implies that it already exists fully formed and is simply waiting to be discovered. Unfortunately, this idea doesn't square with what science tells us. Instead, passion, like interests, are developed. They often begin with a spark of curiosity caused by something in one's environment. And in my case, some friends had some motorcycles. So they often begin with a spark of curiosity caused by someone or something in one's environment, such as fascinating physics lectures or a moving piece of art, or as I said, in my case, friends who had motorcycles. Through a process involving repeated engagement, positive experiences, and accrued knowledge, people can come to personally value that content or activity and internalize it. In simplified terms, learn more about it. Let's talk a little bit about the what, why, how, when, and you can pick up this book, The Official Book of Electronic Etiquette, or you could just pay attention. When you're conveying your passion and your spike to colleges, you may talk to them on the phone or on email. When you are communicating with a college, imagine that that person you're corresponding with is a stuffy old English professor. Use complete sentences, proper grammar, punctuation, and spelling. All those things matter. These things will have influence on the college admission and college scholarships. Don't use abbreviations. Spell out the whole word. Some people may not understand your abbreviations. So to provide clarity, use complete sentences and spell out the entire word. When you are communicating with them via email, use a generic, plain, professional email address. Don't use a school-issued email address. So when you communicate with a college with email, and please check your email daily, use an email account that you control. A school-issued email account may be turned off when you graduate. Creating a simple professional email address, and then again, check that on a regular basis. And then also create a signature file. A signature file is added to the bottom of every email that you send. And that signature file should include the following information. It should include your full name, first and last name, should include your address, your phone number, and your email address. And you can put in there class of 26 or class of 27, or if you'd like to do that, that will be fine too. The reason why we are creating a signature file is we want to make their job easier. So if they need to reach out to you and ask you a question or tell you about an event that's coming up, hey, we're going to be at the Scottsdale, or we're going to be at the Phoenix College Fair at downtown at the Civic Plaza. I just want to let you know. And so they might tell you about different events or different things that are going on. And if they have your full contact information, your phone number and your email, that'll make it easier for them to get in touch with you and make their job easier. And if you make their job easier, they'll be happier. And if they're happier, that could increase your chances of being admitted and increase your chances of scholarships. Electronic etiquette also includes social platforms. So keep your social sites clean, clean language and clean photos, no hate speech. Students have been rejected based on the information that college recruiters find on social sites. So keep your social sites clean. So be intentional about your online presence. When you are texting someone, include your full name. Occasionally I'll get text messages like this, and it's, hey, I'd like to schedule a meeting. And I'm like, okay, oh, I'd love to schedule a meeting with you. Who is this? So when you text someone, include your full name. That will make their job easier for the person who receives your text. So they know who they are corresponding with. Some college recruiters use text as a means to communicate with potential college candidates. Sometimes these recruiters are sending out hundreds of text messages to hundreds of students. When you send a text message with your full name, it makes it easier for the recruiter to do his or her job. And if you make it easy for them, you can increase your chances of admission and scholarships. Continuing with the what, who, why, and when, demonstrated interest. Demonstrated interest is exactly as it sounds. You're showing the college, hey, I'm interested in your school. The definition is demonstrated interest is one indicator used by colleges to determine how interested applicants are in enrolling in their college. Demonstrated interest can be assessed through various contacts with the admissions office, including requesting information, campus tours, and contact with the admissions representatives. Demonstrating interest is critical. Regardless of whatever the college says, some colleges say, we don't care about demonstrated interest. They really do. And the reason why every college cares about it is because of the ranking system. And one of the categories that's ranked is the yield percentage. The yield percentage is the percentage of accepted students who actually enroll in the college. Every college tracks their yield numbers. It costs the college money in advertising to entice students and have them ultimately enroll as a student at their college. Colleges want to control their costs by admitting students who are more likely to say yes if the student is admitted. And colleges will do this by tracking which students have demonstrated interest and which ones have demonstrated more interest and which students have not demonstrated interest at all. So the best colleges for you are the ones that you can give you the educational opportunity and experience you want, and schools that you feel are comfortable, that have a good fit. And one way to determine that is by demonstrating interest, interacting with the college, going to their different events. And as you go to those different events and interact with the college, ask the college questions, that will help you determine if that college is a good fit for you. And if it is a good fit, keep it on your list. If not, cross it off and move on to the next one. Colleges who value demonstrated interest and yield are going to track every student who comes in contact with their institution. Now that you know why these things are important, the next step is to implement a plan. Get on the college's radar by attending the college fair. We'll talk about that more in a little bit. And by filling out the request for information form. Go to the college's website and in the search bar, type in request information and then fill out that form. This step will get you on the college's radar and will begin to track you. We want the colleges to track you. You'll get an email that says something like this: hey, we saw that you filled out the request for information form, and my name's Steve. I'm your recruiter contact. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Here's my number, here's my email. So those are instructions that you get in your email. So do follow those instructions. And when you get that email, you know who your recruiter contact is, and now you know who you can cultivate rapport with and develop that relationship. Here's an example of a form. Go to the college's website, in the search bar, type in request for information. It should bring you to something like this. It'll ask you for your name, your address, your phone number. Sometimes they ask you about what major it is you want to study. Sometimes it asks about what your GPA is, or what test scores you might have. Whatever information that they're asking for, provide them with that information. If you don't have a solid test score yet, then don't report that. And then once you do get your solid test score, then we'll report those scores. If you cannot find this form, call the college on the phone and say, hey, I'm interested in getting some information. And they'll ask, what's your name? What's your phone number? And they'll put you in their database, and you'll get on their radar, and you'll get flyers and brochures and emails and all that stuff. If you are getting an email from a college and you did not fill out the request for information form, you are on their prospect list. To get off their prospect list and to get on their hot list, go to the website and fill out the request for information form. The purpose of the college fair is several things. One is to get information about the college, and the second is to meet the college representative, the college recruiter, or the admission representative. They have different titles, but they're all the same person. It will be the college representative or the admissions rep, or it'll be the admissions rep and a panel of people that make the decision, do we admit you and do we give you scholarships? And the human psychology is, if they know you and they like you, their probability of admission and scholarships goes up. So seniors, go to the college fair and let them know that you've applied to their college, or you will apply to their college pretty soon. Juniors, go there and develop rapport with the admissions recruiter. Get some information, ask questions. Sophomores and freshmen and younger, go to the fair and get information and ask questions. Here are the 17 steps on how to make the most of the college fair. There may be some specific fairs, and a internet search can help you find those things. There might be an arts fair, arts colleges fair, a STEM colleges fair, religious colleges fair, or just a general fair. And typically in Arizona, there are two fairs, one in the fall, one in the spring. Whether you're in Arizona or a different state or elsewhere on the planet, a quick internet search will yield those results. Type in the name of your city and college fair and attend that, whether it be a in-person fair or it be a virtual fair. Before you go to the college fair, find out where and when. And if you live in a different part of the country, do the internet search for that. Tip number 1, register for the college fair. When you register online, the form will ask you for some personal information, such as your name, your address, phone number, and email. It might ask you what high school you're attending and what grade you are in high school. And you'll fill in all of that data and you'll click the submit button and it will create a barcode. And then you can print that barcode off or you can download it to your phone. By having that barcode, you won't have to fill out dozens of cards as you go from booth to booth talking to different college representatives. A quick beep and the college has scanned and captured your information. I'll send out an email, and also in the dialog box on the YouTube channel, there'll be a link to sign up for the college fair. I did send out an email with a link to that previously. I'll send it out again. Tip number 2, before the college fair, check the roster to see which colleges will be in attendance and which colleges you want to talk to. On my website, there's a list of the colleges that will be at the Phoenix College Fair. Again, just a quick internet search, name of the city, college fair, click on that link, and there should be a roster list of the colleges that will be in attendance. Review that list so you can identify schools that you want to learn more about and make a priority to visit those college booths first. Tip number 3, before the college fair, create a plan. Some college fairs will give you a map. Check and see where these college booths are located, then make a beeline to those college booths. So the fall college fair in Phoenix, Arizona is the big fair. There'll be about 200 or so colleges that will be there. And when you go to that fair, there'll be people out front handing out maps. Grab one of those maps and bring a pen or a highlighter, and then circle which colleges you want to go and talk to. And then pick out 2 or 3 colleges that you've never heard of and go talk to them. Who knows? It might be a perfect fit. So check out the colleges that you are interested in first, and then as time permits, go and look at 2 or 3 or more colleges, again, depending on time. Tip number 4, have a list of questions. So before the college fair, be prepared with a list of questions. If you don't know what questions to ask, I have a list of questions. I'll be happy to give you that list. So I'll send out an email to everyone with several links. One link will be the link to sign up for the Arizona College Fair. Another link will be a list of questions that you can ask. So print that out or circle or highlight a few questions that are important to you, then ask those questions. An important question to ask an out-of-state college is, how accessible is your campus to some form of major transportation? Airport, bus, or train station, or something like that. Write that question down. How accessible is your college to some form of major transportation? Airport, bus, train, etc. How accessible is your campus to major form of transportation? Because if you're going out of state, you want to know how easy or difficult it is to get to your campus. And a fun question that I love to ask is, does your college have any secret traditions? So I went to Biola University in Los Angeles, and our mascot was the eagle, and we had a giant 300-pound cement gold painted egg, and it had the Biola logo on it. And occasionally that egg would disappear. I don't know how, but somehow that egg ended up in our dorm hall. Now that the statute of limitations has lapsed, I can kind of tell that story. So it's just fun. Tip number 5 is forge your own path. Don't be afraid to split up from your friends and your parents. In fact, ditch your parents. Parents, it's okay if you go to the college fair, but don't be the one that engages with the college representative, because the college wants to admit your student and not you. Tip number 6, bring a tote bag or something that you can carry the material that you collect from the college fair. Some venues only allow clear or see-through bags and backpacks. So check the venue to see what they allow and what they don't allow. Brochures and similar marketing materials are common at college fairs. Pick up any and all printed material. Bring a bag that you can carry some stuff. Sometimes the college will have a bag or something that they'll give you to carry all that information that you're collecting. If they do or they don't, it's always better to be prepared. Tip number 7, dress appropriately. Dress appropriately by dressing up a little bit. You don't have to wear a suit or a tie or anything like that. I mean, if you want to, that's fine. But you should dress nice. A polo shirt or a button-down shirt or something like that. Some nice shorts maybe, or some nice long pants, or a dress or a skirt combination or something like that for the girls. You want to present an image that is professional and well put together. When talking to the representative, also remember to smile and make eye contact to convey that you are interested in attending their school. And do not wear a shirt or a hat that has a college name or college logo on it. Wearing a University of Oregon shirt while you are talking to the representative of University of Kansas is not a good idea. Let's talk about tips during the college fair. Tip number 8, get there early, right as it opens. So the college fair is going to be from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And because it's the big college fair, they're going to bus kids in from Yuma, Flagstaff, and Tucson. And those students are going to arrive by bus around noon. You want to get there before everything goes completely crazy. And some colleges have just a limited number of hours. You want to get there early enough so that the representative that you meet is fresh and ready to go. Tip number 9, during the college fair, introduce yourself and always try to ask the first question, not your parents. Remember, you ditched your parents, right? Say something like, "Hi, my name's J.D. Weisalik. What can you tell me about the biology program at your school?" and use your full name. What can you tell me about the chemistry program, the engineering program, the whatever about your school? Tip number 10, don't ask the representative to evaluate your chances of admission. Instead, ask, what are 2 or 3 cool things about your college? What is your college's favorite tradition? And then review that list of questions that I'm going to send out. A really great question to ask is, what's your best scholarship and what do I have to do to earn that? Tip number 11, stay engaged while you're interacting with the college representatives. Show that you are interested. There may be a lot of noise and distractions. Remember to smile and look them in the eyes. Tip number 12, take some notes. These notes will help you remember things. Plus, you could use these notes to help write your essay later on. Some colleges are asking the essay question, why do you want to come to our college? And a really boring answer is, your college has a good football team, or your college has a good biology program. They already know that. But a really great individual response that only you can answer and you can ask is, I want to go to your college because when I met the college recruiter at the college fair, he or she said this, that intrigued me. I did some more research on your website, and I want to be in that type of learning environment. That is an awesome, powerful response. And by telling them that you are taking notes, well, if you are taking notes on your phone, let the person know that you're taking notes and you're not just randomly texting someone. By telling them that you're taking notes on your device, you're being polite and you're showing that you are staying engaged with that person. Remember tip 11, stay engaged. Tip number 13, remember to get the college representative's contact information or their business card. If you have any questions after the fair, you'll be able to reach back out to them because you have their contact information. Ask the college representative for a business card. Don't just take one off the table. Introduce yourself, ask questions, and say, hey, do you have a business card? And they'll hand it to you. And now you've got their contact information with their phone number and their email. Tip number 14, after the college fair, spend some time getting organized. Take a moment to sort through the brochures and business cards with their related notes. You took notes, right? Create a folder or something like that you can keep all this information together. Tip number 15, after the college fair, you may have some additional questions, or perhaps you visited one college booth later on that prompted a question that you should have asked or could have asked the college that you had visited first. Follow up with that college representative and ask those additional questions. By following up and asking more questions, you are continuing to demonstrate interest. Demonstrating interest is critical. Tip number 16, after the college fair, follow up with a thank you email. Because you have the representative's business card and you got their contact information, you can follow up with that thank you. If you really want to stand out, send a thank you. You're not going to believe this. Less than 1% of students follow up with a thank you. This is one of the most important steps that can make you stand out. And it's just a simple, short little email. Hey, hi, Steve. I met you at the college fair. Thank you so much for talking to me about the biology program. And then if you have a question, you can put your question there. Sincerely, J.D. Wyzolek, class of 2027. Here's my phone number. Here's my email. Tip number 17. After the college fair, check your email regularly. Preferably check your email daily. Colleges communicate with students via email. Sometimes colleges email students with important tips or events. Check your email regularly so you don't miss those important things. I had a student who applied to a college. It was a prestigious college in Chicago, and he got a preliminary acceptance letter in December, and that letter said, you're admitted. And the letter continued and said, there are several things that we're missing. One thing that we're missing is your final transcript. And that's going to be true for every college. We know that when you graduate from high school, you'll send in your final transcript. And then it said the second thing that we're missing is recommendation letters. Well, the student went and talked to his teacher at his high school and asked his teacher, hey, can you write me a great recommendation letter? And the teacher said, yes. And then the teacher promptly forgot. And then the student promptly forgot. Jump forward to March of his senior year, he got a second letter from the college, and I'll paraphrase it. It said, you missed the deadline. Too bad, so sad, you ain't coming here. We never got a recommendation letter. Well, I can tell you that this student never checked his email. Please check your email regularly, preferably daily. So to do a quick recap, whenever you're communicating with a college representative, admission staff, college professor, use proper grammar and punctuation. That is important. Before you send an email, letter, or an essay, reread it. Have a parent or counselor or teacher read it and then correct it. And I always say read it out loud, because when you read it out loud, you can hear things that sound funny. Sometimes when you read it in your brain corrects things. But when you read it out loud, if it sounds funny, then you can look at it again and go, oh yeah, this is weird. Let me correct that. And then always conclude with your full contact information, first and last name, address, phone number, and email, so that whenever you correspond with a college representative, if you conclude with your full contact information, it will be easier for them to get back with you because they have your full contact information. And that is on everything that you send them. And you will make their job easier. And when you text someone, reply in a complete sentence. Don't just reply yes or no or whatever. Reply with a complete sentence. Yes, I would love to meet you at Starbucks on Thursday at 4 p.m. JD Wyzolek, and then put in your name in there as well. Imagine how frustrating that could be for a college representative who's talked to thousands of students and texted thousands of them. We want to make their job easy. Send that email, that thank you email. Very few students actually send out that thank you note. It's that extra personal touch. This can also help you develop rapport with that admissions recruiter. Thank them for telling you about the weather at that college, or whether or not they have a golden egg that goes missing every once in a while. I just thank them for that. So please remember to send that thank you note. It is super important. When a college recruiter comes to your high school and it is a college that you are interested in, go and meet that recruiter. Ask that recruiter some questions and then follow up with that thank you email. If you are a freshman or a sophomore in high school and your high school does not allow you to go meet the admissions recruiter, they're doing you a disservice. Bring in the big guns, mom and dad, and go and meet those recruiters. 3 important questions. What is your best scholarship and what do I need to do to earn that? What kind of student are you looking for? And another great question, I'm interested in your school. What's my next step? So when you go to the college fair, ask that question. I'm interested in your school. It sounds awesome. What's my next step? And they'll tell you what the next step is. And of course, do those things, follow their lead as directed. You can ask 1 or all 3 of those questions. I saw this article and it was on Newsweek, and Here's the title of the article. Ignoring emails from colleges could hurt students' chances at being accepted, admission experts say. If a student hasn't paused, and I'm reading a couple sentences from this article. If a student hasn't paused and clicked on an email, that may show lack of demonstrated interest. So they may not take a chance on admitting that student, even if they're a qualified candidate. So on that note, check your email regularly, click on the links in the body of the email. There will be instructions in that email, and those instructions will be something like, hi, my name's Steve. I'm a recruiter contact. Instruction number 1 is call me or email me with any questions. Instruction number 2 might be like and follow us on YouTube or Instagram. If you don't have an Instagram account, don't create one. But if you do, follow them. And a third instruction might be, hey, we're having a Zoom presentation next week. Sign up for that. Do those things. So interact with the email. Click on the links, watch the videos, read the articles. When you click on those links in the email that you get, and it opens up the web page, they'll know that you opened it up because there's tracking code embedded in that email. And they'll also know how long you were on the web page. So if you click on the link and it opens, and then you click on the X and you close it, they will know that you've been on that page for 1 second. So read the information that's on there, watch the videos, or open the page and go in the other room, get a glass of water, and then come back. But better yet would be to watch the videos and read the information that's on there. 5 ways to demonstrate interest. Fill out the request for information form on the college's website. Click on the hyperlinks that are embedded in the body of the email that colleges send you. Go to the college fair, meet the college admissions recruiter, and follow up with a thank you email. Attend virtual events, Zoom meetings, etc. Those will be emailed to you. Check your email regularly, preferably daily. And physically visit the college. First, do a virtual visit, and then go and physically visit your top 2, maybe your top 5 colleges. So, and when you visit the college when school is in session. So a great time to visit is going to be your fall break or your spring break, because your high school fall or spring break typically doesn't coincide with the college's fall or spring break. And you want to go when school's in session so you can see the other college students that are there, and you can ask yourself the question, do I feel comfortable? Do I feel as if I fit in? Do I feel as if I can make friends? If the answer is yes, then keep that college on your list. If the answer is no, then cross it off of your list. If you feel yes, you do fit, then when you do go to that college, because you fit, you're going to thrive at that college. And because you thrive, you're going to have better grades at that college. Because you have better grades at that college, you're going to have better rapport with the professors. Because you have better rapport with the professors, those professors might tell you about opportunities. So when I was in college at Biola University, my favorite professor, Professor Craig, I was in his class, and at the end of class, he pulled me aside and he says, hey, JD, there's this internship opportunity that's coming up, and I think you should apply for it. And if you do, I'll write your recommendation letter. I applied for it. He wrote my recommendation. I got it. So those things do happen, and that happens starting with fit and thrive. Here's a quick little story about Max. Max did not check his email. He applied to University of Miami, and he should have been easily admitted, but he was not. Max called me. He applied to the college, and then he called me in December, and he said, I was not admitted to the college. I was not admitted to the University of Miami. I was deferred admission. Deferred means not admitted, not rejected. You're kind of in limbo state. And what had happened is University of Miami looked at Max and they said, we like his stats, but we're not really certain if he's going to choose to come to our college, because he didn't demonstrate interest or did not demonstrate interest enough. So please demonstrate interest at every college that you're going to apply to. What we ended up doing was I ended up creating a 10-week plan. And for the next 10 weeks, once a week, Max demonstrated interest at that college. And they did reverse the decision after about 8 weeks. That whole headache could have been eliminated had he demonstrated interest right from the beginning. Please demonstrate interest right from the beginning to every college that you're going to apply to. And remember to send that thank you note. So here's the NACAC National College Fair. And NACAC is the National Association of College Admissions Counselors. They host fairs all across the United States. I think they even do it globally. You can check that out. Again, just do an internet search of the name of your town and college fair. And tell a friend about AZ College Planning.